Hi BeautyMART fans, it's Anna-Marie Solowi here with Mary Jane Frost, international makeup artist. Mary Jane and I have known one another about 20 years, worked together on numerous occasions, and today we are talking about the 5 makeup items she can't live without. So we've got them here on the table in front of us. But what I'm looking at is a makeup bag that is full of other products as well. So I forced her to edit it down. And then what I'm going to do afterwards, I'm going to show you some things that you may or may not know and sort of say, would you have these as part of your must-have list?
Fantastic.
So let's start with what's on the table. Tell me about this, because that looks familiar. There's a bit of a nostalgic vibe about that, but I don't know what it is.
I can't help myself. It reminds me of my mum, Clarins. I've always loved it. It's probably one of the first products I can remember actually as a child.
I started off with Clarins skincare.
Yes.
Yeah, that was my...
And
I go back to it.
Yeah. It reminds me
of
my mum, the smell. It's really lovely. So when I discovered this, I had a nostalgic retro moment. and I went with it. I think it's really lovely. This is... As you know, I love a spray, but those are more moisturising. This is an actual makeup setting spray. And as we were discussing earlier, I'm wearing makeup, which I really
I don't know you as a makeup wearer.
Yeah,
me too. It's just something that.
And I've had over the last couple of years, I've been kind of looking in the mirror and developing, you know, my look or just how I felt comfortable, and that was wearing a bit more makeup. So suddenly I am finding and using things. These are from my personal collection, obviously, because there's so much out there to use.
Sure.
So these are things that I'm using at the moment.
So where does that come in then? Because it's Clarins fixed makeup, although it looks like Eau de Maison, which is what we love about it.
Yes, maybe that's what I love. But I'm using it more in the evening. In the evenings, I'm definitely wearing more makeup. So, of course.
Oh, that's lovely.
It's heavenly. And when I want to look more flawless and more done and a lot more glamorous, if I'm going out to something, I'm using that then to fix it.
Right, so
to
it's going to
fix the base,
help everything stay in
fix
place.
The shading, make sure it doesn't run, smudge, and hopefully I've got a bit more control over what I've put on my face.
I like the size of it though, because it does feel, it feels like a precious object, but it's little and it's something that you could actually fit in your makeup bag. Because a lot of the mists that we've talked about are actually quite large, so they're either a bathroom or a kit.
This isn't heavy.
Yeah.
It looks it, but it's not actually, is it? It's a really nice product. I'm really into that at the moment.
So we're working backwards from the last thing that you would do.
Yes.
So what would you put on next, working backwards? Let's start at the end.
Backwards. Yeah. I suppose that would be moving on to an absolute favourite, the Le Beige Chanel palette.
Oh, this is lovely.
It's just gorgeous. There's something in there that I think is right for everyone in terms of whatever your skin depth is. You know, I'm quite dark skinned, but if you were a much lighter skin tone person, you know, there's definitely, you can give yourself a nice soft smoky eye in this colour range somewhere. And these are lovely and they're really sparkly.
So definitely in the inner corners and the highlight.
Dots on top of the lid. And all of a sudden, it's a nice process as well. I've always thought that about Chanel stuff. The packaging's lovely. It's got a real feel-good, satisfying makeup moment to it when you use it. And
what's
it
that
feels really nice.
Are they all powders?
They're all powders, but you can mix them with water too, which I really like to do.
I can see you've added water to that one, so you get
this one is
fine
loved.
line.
This is the one that I use a very fine brush and then
do
create a bit of a line on top, and then use these, you know, depending on whatever I'm doing around. This is a really lovely soft beige, which you can use again on your brow. Wherever you see fit.
And what's great about these palettes is that the mirror goes all the way, so you actually get a whole face. You're not just peeking and trying to do one eye at a time.
tiny section.
It's a good mirror.
So I carry that. It's in my own personal makeup kit, and that's what I've been doing my eyes with. I'm really, really loving it. Working backwards, I guess before that would be, and you hit the nail on the head with, I don't have a powder compact either, but I do have a bronzer.
I don't. Same here.
And the Tom Ford classic, which we were discussing.
It's also favourite.
It's fantastic. Do you know what I love about it? Although it's a powder.
It's small. No.
It's not travel friendly.
Yeah.
It weighs a ton. It's such a beautiful texture.
Yeah.
It's quite moist. So although it's a powder, you don't feel powdery. It gives you that sheen.
I feel weird opening your makeup. I think you should do
It's
it.
okay.
I feel, sort of touching other people's stuff that they have in their
If I can
face.
get it open. There's a slight flaw in this one. It's quite tricky to open. So it's super, super, super pretty. And what this one does for me, other than others...
Turn it around and show how much that's been loved.
Oh God, how embarrassing.
Not at all.
This is
But
well
the colours,
used.
there's a sort of a bit of a rose bronze undertone there.
And what it does, the thing that I love about this one more than others is that this also gives you more coverage.
Right, so it's
not
working
just
as
about
a foundation as well
so
as a
you've
finishing
already done
powder.
a bit of foundation.
Yeah.
But like we were saying earlier, I've got loads of pigmentation now,
Yeah.
and although I don't want to get rid of it, it's nice to sort of smooth it all out. And this covers even more, so it's like you're giving yourself a little bit more coverage.
Yeah.
It's really nice, and it doesn't matter how much you put on, it never seems to look like you've gone crazy.
There's quite a lot of, it's less than shimmer, isn't it? There's a sort of an undertone of highlight in there, which would stop your skin from looking flat.
Yes.
So it's not a classic.
But not too much
face
that you
powder.
look like the Tin Man.
Exactly.
And the colour's just right.
Yeah.
The colour, it's soft.
Yeah, it's very pretty.
So a lot of bronzers, when you use I always say, big soft brush is essential.
Yeah.
Because if you drag a brown across your skin, it will grab on things that's on your skin and you're going to get brown little marks.
Yeah.
But I never seem to have that with this because it's incredibly soft as a product. But I've always really liked that. I've tried lots of different ones, but this is a good colour too. A lot of bronzers, you've got to find what's right for you, obviously, but they go way too dark, and people attack their faces. I saw a fabulous one on the train coming here this morning. She did her makeup in front of me, and it was fascinating to watch, but she attacked her face, and she was incredibly rough. And the subtleties of makeup and what can be so beautiful about it. And you're creating a painting and a picture, and the softness, the illusion of perfection without it being there. So
tell me about your fifth.
So
It's
coming back,
it's like Desert Island Beauty. Tell me about Irish. Tell me about she's Scottish, isn't she, Kirsty? Your fifth and final Desert Island essential.
my Desert Island essential that I'm going to choose now is the base I cannot live without at the moment, the Touche Eclat.
I love that.
All-in-one glow foundation.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
I'm not surprised that you like that for you, because that, to me, it's your skin. It's the skin that you have, and it's the skin that you do. So there's that translucent quality. Yeah. It looks like real skin. It
covers,
on. Yeah.
But not so that you look like you're wearing a rubber mask.
Yeah.
That's too much.
Yeah.
As you get older, my skin moves, it has lines.
Mm-hmm.
And if you mask, there's a lot of makeup, how-tos and videos out there, and that's fine if you're really young.
Yeah.
But if you go about your base too heavy as you get older, as we all know, it just sits in my creases.
Mm-hmm.
There's no way around it. It doesn't work.
Yeah. Do you apply it with a brush then, or
I
fingers?
do.
Because I always think of you as a sort of fingers application.
I'm a fingers person for sure. I like that. It's like you're painting.
Yeah.
But again, over the years, I have morphed and changed and to entertain myself as well, and discovering new things. At the moment, I'm really into these little chunky kabuki brushes to put foundation on. Yeah. This one is lovely. This is by Avon. I
think one of the interesting things about brushes now is there's a lot of synthetic fibres around through the vegan route. Nobody wants sort of animal hairs. But what's nice about synthetic is that it always keeps its shape. They're really easy to clean. Plus also they don't over-absorb the product. So there's a sort of a lack of wastage with them.
They're a bit more efficient, I think.
Yeah. So how do you use that then?
So I would do this. It's very simple. I literally just kind of, and I know what I need.
Yeah.
So this you discover, I kind of put like 2 little dots here and here, and you know, put it on my cheeks.
Do you want a big mirror?
I sort of dot here and here,
Yeah.
and because this is where I need the most coverage,
Yeah.
and make sure that I've got that. And then by the time you've done that, you're left with that amount on your brush. So then you'll skim over my forehead where I needed a bit less, around my eyes. It's really gentle.
Yeah.
So again, I don't feel like I'm brutally pulling my face around. It's quite a nice soft thing to do, and it's quick.
Yeah. Tell me about your last desert island essential.
The desert island essential that I could not possibly be on the island without is the most delicious and slightly more kind of posher version of a lip balm.
Oh right, so it's not a lipstick. I thought it was a lipstick.
It's not a lipstick. It's a Rouge Volupté.
So it's YSL. So it's in the Rouge Volupté packaging with the lovely logo.
It's absolutely gorgeous. The scent again is lovely, human catnip for me. This one I particularly like as well because it has a slight. It sounds not nice, but bear with me. A slight white shimmer.
Like a ski lip.
A fashion ski lip. It's I like it. I think because it adds.
Have you got that on now?
I've got it on now.
Okay, it's very subtle.
And it's highlighting my my brow.
Yeah.
So that's making me feel like
you get a bit
got
of a
a
lip
bit more
line with
going
it.
It's really pretty, but again, it's still incredibly subtle. So
it's that gorgeous fruity smell.
It's adorable.
It smells. What were those little skinny ones? I've forgotten the name of them that they did before they did Rouge Volupté.
Yes, I remember.
They were like a tinted balm.
Yes.
How interesting.
Yeah, it's really lovely. And I feel a bit more, I take that with me, so I'll do whatever I'm doing, and that comes in the pocket. I often wonder what my daughter will reminisce about. As I have with the Clarins and my mum. I wonder what she would take from me. Oh, this really reminds me of my mum, I remember.
Listen,
what would it be?
With your job and with what you're exposed to and what you have, it's going to be a lot of things.
Yeah,
it's
exactly.
never going to be one item.
The list will be like a scroll.
I remember my mum in 1982.
Yes, it will be a list of 20 as opposed to one thing.
Thank you so much for sharing all of that.
It's a pleasure.